Students, welcome back to our channel Path to JRF. I am Quazi Ma'am, your English teacher for UGC NET Paper 2 English. So those who of you have seen me before, you know that right now we are running free classes for UGC NET English Paper 2. যারা আমাকে অলরেডি আগে দেখো রেগুলারলি ফলো করো তারা জানো যে আমরা এই মুহূর্তে UGC NET ইংলিশের জন্য ফ্রি ক্লাসেস রান করছি আমাদের পাথ টু জেআরএফ চ্যানেলে। আজকের ক্লাসটা আবারও একটা খুব স্পেশাল ক্লাস হতে চলেছে বিকজ ইজ অন মরফোলজি। আমি অলরেডি লিঙ্গুইস্টিকের ওপরে কয়েকটা ক্লাস নিয়েছি এবং ফোনোলজির ওপরে একটা খুবই স্পেশাল ক্লাস হয়েছে। যারা তোমরা দেখোনি, those of you who have missed it, please definitely go and watch those videos because they are very helpful for UGC NET English Paper 2. Now, if we look at the current pattern of questioning for UGC NET English literature, using our previous year questions, we all know that linguistics is a very important and major portion which we cannot afford to overlook. Linguistic একটা ভীষণই integral part হয়ে উঠেছে আমাদের English literature জন্য। For net perspective, without understanding linguistic properly, we cannot go and sit for the UGC NET English exam. Just like আমাদের, of course, British literature is the most important unit because it covers 4 units: poetry, prose, non-fiction. So after British literature, what is our other important areas? It is in Indian English literature, we have cultural studies, we have our literary theory and criticism. Similarly, linguistic এমন একটা এরিয়া যেটাকে আমরা জেনারেলি আমাদের একটা টেন্ডেন্সি আছে যে একটু নেগলেক্ট করার বা জাস্ট সুপারফিশিয়ালি পড়ার। তো নাও আমরা যেটা বুঝছি 25 এর প্যাটার্ন দেখে যে we have to give much more emphasis on linguistics because this time we had seen many in-depth questions from both phonology and morphology. Many students might or definitely they will find it difficult because আমরা লিঙ্গুইস্টিক পড়লেও যেহেতু আমাদের থিওরিতেও স্ট্রাকচারালিজম আছে, ফার্ডিনান্ড ডি সসোর আছে, তাই জন্য আমরা একটু ওপর কয়েকটা টার্মস পড়ে চলে যাই। বাট এখন আর সেটা করলে একেবারেই চলবে না। I have to know each and every component of linguistics properly, starting from phonology to pragmatics. We have phonology, we have morphology, we have syntax, we have semantics, and we have pragmatics. So, keeping our current preparation in mind, jara 2026 কে টার্গেট করে, জুন সেশনকে টার্গেট করে এই মুহূর্তে প্রিপারেশন করতে চাইছো, তাদের জন্য আজকের এই সেশনটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট হতে চলেছে বিকজ আমি আবারও বলছি ইট ইজ অন মরফোলজি। আই হ্যাভ অলরেডি টেকেন ওয়ান স্পেশাল ক্লাস অন ফোনোলজি। ইফ ইউ হ্যাভেন্ট ওয়াচড ইট, প্লিজ গো অ্যান্ড ওয়াচ ইট। আর আজকের সেশনটা তোমাদের যদি ভালো লাগে, প্লিজ ডু লাইক ইট অ্যান্ড শেয়ার ইট উইথ ইয়োর ফ্রেন্ডস যাতে মোর অ্যান্ড মোর পিপল ক্যান get benefited out of it. And those who are watching us for the first time, please definitely do subscribe our channel so that whenever we post any video or we go live, you'll get all the videos and you will benefit out of it. So without any further delay, let's begin our class on morphology. So what is morphology? We know that morphology is the branch of linguistics that studies the structure of words. So in phonology, we have studied that it is about the pattern of sound, how we are producing sounds and how these sounds work. That is all about phonology and how these individual sounds are designed and they create a word. When these sounds, they create a word, then we have a different study for that. That is morphology. একটা আমার শব্দ, সেখানে প্রত্যেকটা ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল অ্যালফাবেট, হয়তো একটা 4 লেটার ওয়ার্ড যদি আমি নিই, সেখানে 4টা ডিফারেন্ট লেটার আছে। So it may be a complex word, it may be a simple word, So how is that word created? তৈরিটা কি করে হলো এই চারটে individual block দিয়ে? What is the internal structure of that word? That we will study in morphology. That is what morphology all about. This is the second component of our language. First is phonology, and this is the second component, which is morphology. In English and many other languages, many words can be broken down into parts. For example, here we have a few words. Yes. We have unhappiness. So how many parts can this particular word be divided in? See, it is given. You have un, you have happy, you have ness. একটা শব্দ সেটা কতটা সিম্পল বা কতটা কমপ্লিকেটেড সেটা আমরা এখান থেকে বুঝতে পারছি। একদম আমরা সহজেই আনহ্যাপিনেস শব্দটাকে উচ্চারণ করতে পারছি, বাট ফার্দার ওটা কতগুলো সিলেবেলে ডিভাইড করা যায়, ইট ইজ মেড অফ হাউ মেনি ফার্দার মরফিম that we study in morphology. How this word is created, what is the internal structure of that particular word. Horses. Horse is one morpheme and the S plural is another morpheme. So in walking we have walk and we have ing. So we have two morphemes. তার মানে এখান থেকে আমি কি বুঝতে পারি যে word দু ধরনের হয়। There are two types of words. Words can be of two types. Can be simple. Word can be simple and it can be complex. তার মানে কি word দু রকম হয়, একটা simple শব্দ আর একটা complex শব্দ। যেমন if I take happy into consideration, happy শব্দটা আমার সিম্পল শব্দ, এটা একটাই ইউনিট দিয়ে তৈরি, একটাই ওয়ার্ড এবং এটাকে ফার্দার ডিভাইড করতে আমি পারবো না। বাট if I take unhappy into consideration, this is a complex word because it can be further divided into un and happy. Understood? So I have two kinds of words. One is the simple word and one is the complex word. Similarly, if I take another word, build, so you see, build is a simple word যেটা একটাই মরফিম দিয়ে তৈরি, সেটাকে আমি ফার্দার ডিভাইড করতে পারবো না। So build will become a simple word which cannot be divided further, and complex word will be builder. Builderটা complex word হয়ে যাচ্ছে যেখানে এটা নাউনে চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাচ্ছে, but again you see you can divide it, build and so it will be a complex. This is what we study under morphology. Now এই যে শব্দটা মরফিম শব্দটা আমি ইউজ করলাম, morphology তো বোঝা গেল যে it is the study of words or the internal study of words. So what is morpheme? Morpheme is the most elemental grammatical unit in given language. তার মানে কি, the smallest unit of word, the smallest meaningful unit of a word is morpheme. A single word may be composed of one or more morphemes. Generally we use the word and morpheme interchangeably, but both of them are not the same. Why? Because just now we saw that words can be complex as well, and complex words just don't consist of one morpheme. Complex words can consist of multiple morphemes. So you can have 2 to 3 morphemes in one individual word. That's why morpheme and word is not the same. Morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit of a word. Understood? A single word may be composed of one or more morphemes. One morpheme in the word boy you have one morpheme. So it will be a simple word. Now this word boyish, this is made up of, this word is made up of two morphemes. So this will be a complex word. This will no more be a simple word. So this word boyishness has three morphemes. Again, the word undesirability has four morphemes. So it is four morphemes but one single word. তার মানে কি morpheme আর word এর মধ্যে ডিফারেন্সটা কি, একটা ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল মিনিংফুল ওয়ার্ডে আমার কিন্তু একাধিক মরফিম থাকতে পারে। মরফিমটা সবথেকে স্মলেস্ট মিনিংফুল ইউনিট, যেখানে একটা ওয়ার্ডে আমার একাধিক মরফিম থাকতে পারে। ক্লিয়ার? আন ইজ আ মরফিম, desire is a morpheme, able is a morpheme, it is also a morpheme. So this particular word is made up of four morphemes. Our morpheme can be divided into free and bound. So those of you who have gone through the December 2025 question paper, or those who had attempted the December exam, they know that you had a question on functional morpheme. So now if you have seen the question paper, you will know that why these concepts are important for you. এই কনসেপ্ট গুলো আমাদের জন্য কেন ইম্পর্টেন্ট সেটা প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ার কোয়েশ্চেন পেপার দেখলে তোমরা বুঝতে পারবে, কারণ ওখানে আমাদের ফাংশনাল মরফিম থেকে একটা কোয়েশ্চেন এসেছে। If I don't understand all these concepts clearly, I'll not be able to answer in the examination hall. So please listen to all these what I am talking about attentively and note them down in your exercise book. Otherwise, if you only watch the video and don't do anything, you don't make a note, you will forget it later. So use this session fruitfully. Now, what do we understand by free morpheme? So let me give you an example. Over here, you have two examples. You can see the screen clearly. Teach and book. A-H. একটা শব্দ আছে আর book একটা শব্দ আছে। Now, these morphemes are called free morphemes because they have a meaning of their own. They can stand alone individually. তার মানে কি? Free morpheme can stand alone মানে এই মরফিম গুলোর অন্য কোনো মরফিমের সাহায্য লাগে না একটা মিনিংফুল ওয়ার্ড তৈরি করার জন্য। দে আর সেলফ সাফিসিয়েন্ট। টিচ শব্দটার মানে আছে, বুক শব্দটার মানে আছে, এটা হয়ে গেল লেক্সিক্যাল ফ্রি মরফিম। তোমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছ যে ফ্রি মরফিমের আন্ডারেও দুটো ভাগ আছে। Basically, if I have to tell the definition of free morpheme, it will be free morphemes are independent units. So, they can stand alone individually. They are independent and this is lexical free morphemes, lexical free morphemes. Now, Under free morphemes, you have functional free morpheme as well. Functional free morpheme kon bolo? A, the, and, but. Now this is lexical. Let me write it. এই যে এক্সাম্পলটা দিলাম আমি, teach, book, these are free morphemes. They have a meaning of their own. They are self-sufficient. So they are free morphemes, but what type of free morpheme? Lexical. Free morpheme ও দু ধরনের আছে, একটা lexical আর functional কোনটাকে আমি বলবো? Functional হবে a, the, and, but. A, the, and, but. Now what is the definition of functional free morpheme? These are grammatical morpheme, functional morpheme. If you want to write them down, please do write the definition of functional free morpheme, functional morpheme. So they are grammatical morphemes and they are used to modify the meaning of lexical morphemes. These functional morphemes are used to modify the meaning of lexical morpheme, but still they are free morpheme. Cano free morpheme? Because they are self-sufficient and they are independent. They can stand alone. A, and, the, but এদের নিজস্ব মিনিং আছে, কিন্তু these are not core words. যেমন teach, book, these are core meaningful words. Lexical free morphemes are core meaningful words, and functional free morphemes, they are not, they have meaning of their own, they are independent, they can stand alone, that's why they are free morphemes, but they are used to help or support or give meaning to these core or lexical morphemes. Understood? তাহলে free morphemes এর আন্ডারে lexical এর মানে কি আর functional এর মানে কি, এই দুটো বোঝা হয়েছে? Anybody has any doubts? Yeah. Okay. To note this, you can, otherwise I am erasing the board. Now come to bound morpheme. Free morpheme বোঝা গেছে, the morphemes which can stand alone individually. এদের নিজস্ব মানে আছে, এরা self sufficient, আর অন্য কারোর প্রয়োজন পড়ে না। Bound morpheme মানে কি এবারে? If you want to note down the definition, please do write. Bound morphemes cannot stand alone independently. They need to attach themselves with a, you can say, root word, core meaningful word, যেটাকে আমি lexical free morpheme বলছি. It needs to attach itself with some other root word which has a core meaning of itself. Understood? So your morpheme cannot stand alone independently. attach themselves with some root word. যেমন এই যে শব্দগুলো teach, book, they can also be termed as root words because they are meaningful, core meaningful words. Clear? Now, in bound morphemes also, you have two categories. One is derivational and one is inflectional. What do they mean? If you please write down the meaning of derivational bound morpheme. What is derivational? It changes the meaning of the existing words or creates new meaning. Derivational bound morpheme changes the meaning the meaning of the existing word or adds a new meaning. Adds meaning. Understood? For example, as you can see over here, read, un, leave, pull, turmeric. আবার একটা সেই হ্যাপির এক্সাম্পল নিলাম। Let us take the example of a word happy. Okay. If you add un in front of it, un, unhappy, তাহলে হ্যাপি ছিল আমার অরিজিনাল রুট ওয়ার্ডটা ছিল হ্যাপি, আমি তার সামনে un যোগ করলাম un. The meaning of my word, existing word will change. হ্যাপি শব্দ মানে আমি খুশি, আর আনহ্যাপি মানে আমি দুঃখিত, অখুশি হয়ে গেল। তো এটা আমার এক্সিস্টিং ওয়ার্ডের মানে চেঞ্জ করে দিল। দ্যাট ইজ মাই ডেরিভেশনাল মরফিম। ডেরিভেশনাল মরফিমে কি হবে? যেখানে আমি শব্দর এক্সিস্টিং শব্দর মানে চেঞ্জ করে দিলাম। যেমন আরেকটা সেন্টেন্স যদি নিই, রেসপেক্ট, রেসপেক্টের সামনে আমি যদি দিস লাগিয়ে দিই, the meaning of this word is changing in this case. Again, I was talking about respecting somebody, now I am talking about disrespecting somebody. So the meaning of my original word is changing. That is derivational morpheme. Understood? Now, what is inflectional morpheme? Inflectional morpheme মানে কি? I'm writing it over here. Inflectional bound morpheme does not change the existing word, does not change the core meaning of the existing word. তার মানে কি ডেরিভেশনাল মরফিমে যেটা আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছিলাম যে ইট ডাজ নট চেঞ্জ দ্য কোর মিনিং অফ দ্য এক্সিস্টিং ওয়ার্ড, যেটা হচ্ছিল ডেরিভেশনালের ক্ষেত্রে। হ্যাপি আনহ্যাপি হয়ে যাচ্ছে, রেসপেক্ট ডিসরেসপেক্ট হয়ে যাচ্ছে, educate if I take another term uneducate, okay, but definitely it has some kind of purpose, it cannot remain exactly the same. So what will it do? It will not make any new change to the existing word, but it will change the number or tense or case. So it will change the number, tense or case. For example, you see S. I take the example sing. I add ing. Sing, singing. It is changing the grammar, but it is not changing the core meaning of the root word which you have. What is your root word over here? Your root word is sing. তাহলে সিঙ্গিং হচ্ছে আমার রুট ওয়ার্ডের মানেটা কিন্তু পাল্টে যাচ্ছে না, যেটা ডেরিভেশনালের ক্ষেত্রে হচ্ছে, ইনফ্লেকশনালের ক্ষেত্রে কিন্তু আমার সেটা হচ্ছে না। ক্লিয়ার? সিমিলারলি if I take walk and I add ed, walked হয়ে গেল, past tense হয়ে যাচ্ছে, বাট মানে আমার কিছু পরিবর্তন হচ্ছে না এই ক্ষেত্রে। Understood? So your different types of morpheme, is it clear to you? Free morpheme এর আন্ডারে lexical, functional, lexical key, functional key, again under what is bound morpheme, and under bound morpheme you have derivational and inflectional. Derivational এবং inflectional মানে বোঝা গেছে? Is it clear to you? Now for your inflectional and derivational morphemes you have affixes. যে টার্ম গুলো আমরা একটা লেক্সিক্যাল ফ্রি মরফিমের সাথে অ্যাড করি, রুট ওয়ার্ডের সাথে অ্যাড করি, what are they known as? They are known as affixes. The terms which we add to these free morphemes, they are known as affixes. Now affixes can be of three types. You have fix, you have fix, have suffix. When you add something in front of the root word, it becomes prefix. So when you add something for the root word, comes suffix. When infix is very rare in the English language, karon infix is in between the root word. Fix is added in between the root word. and suffix is added at the end of the root word. Example of prefix. Prefix এর example কি হবে? You have I take the root word regular. Regular শব্দটা আমি যদি নিই আর তার আগে IR যোগ করি, IR, so this IR is your prefix, irregular. Similarly, the word respect, I add this to it, the DIS, this is the prefix. Similarly, happy, if I write unhappy, UN is the prefix, DIS is the prefix, IR is the prefix. Suffix কি রকম হবে? If I take the example of the word home, I add less to it, homeless, then my LESS is the suffix. Similarly, if I take the word neat and I add SS, NESS, neatness, it will be my suffix. If I take the word beautiful and I add LY, LY is my suffix. তার মানে একটা root word এর শুরুতে কিছু আমি যদি অ্যাড করি সেটা আমার prefix, একটা root word এর শেষে আমি যদি কিছু অ্যাড করি সেটা আমার suffix. তাহলে infixটা কি রকম হবে? Infixটা generally English language এ rare. In you the example, একটা শব্দ আছে mother law. So এই mother in law টাকে আমি যদি plural করতে চাই, what will I write? How will I write it? I'll write it mothers in law. Again, if I try to make this word plural, passerby, I'll write it passers-by. Understood? So whenever you are adding some kind of bound morpheme, it may be derivational, it may be inflectional, it is an affix. Understood? This is clear to you? Then I am changing the slide. Please note these down. So free morpheme is clear to you, bound morpheme is clear to you, lexical, functional, derivational, inflectional. If you get any question from here in your 2026 June UGC NET attempt, I hope that now you will be able to give the correct answer. This time you had a question of which one of the following is a functional morpheme. You had 4 options and the correct option was and. তার মানে আমি যদি functional morpheme কি, lexical কি, inflectional কি আর derivational কি, এই conceptটা if I have it clear in my brain, then I'll be able to answer it correctly. Okay, so now I am moving on to the next topic. What is an allomorph? So now one thing is very important, I must tell you, say we are generally literature students and we don't study linguistics or grammar like linguistic master students will do. But still, when we are working with the language in itself, because সাহিত্য পড়তে গেলেও তোমার ভাষার প্রয়োজন, need to know language to some extent. ইনডেপথে যদি যেতে চাই আমি ফোনোলজি মরফোলজির, তাহলে সেটা কখনো শেষ হবে না একজন লিঙ্গুইস্টিক স্টুডেন্টস এর পার্সপেক্টিভ থেকে যদি আমি দেখতে চাই। বাট we being literature students, we don't need to go into that much depth, definitely, of course, but there are some concepts which are very important for you and we need to focus on that and that only, isn't it? So whatever I am telling you is not excess, it is a part of your syllabus. What is an allomorph? So when we were studying phonetics, you had come across this concept of what? Can anybody tell me in the comment box? We have talked about phonemes, phonology and phonetics. So we had also talked about allophones. What is allophone? It is a variation of one particular phoneme according to your situation. Similarly, over here also allomorph is also the phonological variation of one particular morpheme in different situations, which doesn't change the meaning of the word, but it is pronounced differently in different cases. The concept is very easy. It's not very difficult. What is allomorph? An allomorph is a variant phonetic form of a morpheme. An allomorph is a variant phonetic form of a morpheme or a unit of meaning that varies in sound and spelling without changing the meaning. তার মানে কি, একটা সিঙ্গেল মরফিম সেটা যখন আমি একটা শব্দের সাথে লিখছি সেটার উচ্চারণ এবং স্পেলিং এক রকম হচ্ছে, কিন্তু সেটা অল টোটাল আমার শব্দের মানে চেঞ্জ করছে না। Clear? It's very similar to allophone. The term allomorph describes the realization of phonological variation for a specific morpheme. একটা স্পেসিফিক মরফিমের যে ফোনোলজিক্যাল ভেরিয়েশন গুলো হয়, ফোনোলজি যখনই বলবো আমার মাথায় ক্লিক করবে যে it is about sounds, sound, that means it is about the way I am pronouncing the same morpheme in different situations, in different cases. Understood? Let's see an example of it. So S morph টাকে যদি আমরা কনসিডার করি, and it is generally used for plural. Whenever we have to make any word plural, we use S at the end of that word. So what happens? This plural form S has many variations in many cases. So these variations are known as allomorph. Let's see. The plural S has three types of variation. What are they? One is S, one is Z, and one is IZ. Okay, one is IZ, is. So when cat is a root word, it is a free lexical morpheme. When we want to make it plural, we add S to it. Cats যখন উচ্চারণ করছি S এর উচ্চারণই হচ্ছে। See, in all the cases we are trying to make it plural and it is the same morpheme, but the spelling is changing and the pronunciation, that means sound, there is a change in phonology, but that doesn't mean that the word is changing. So it is a variation of the same morpheme. That is why it is an allomorph. When I am pronouncing cats, it's S. When I am pronouncing dogs, I am getting the Z sound. So it is becoming, I am adding S, but the pronunciation is coming as dogs. And when I am making the word match, the root word match plural, I'll have to add ES to it. Match is. Match is. So it is becoming the IZ is sound. So you see what is the meaning of allomorph? The same morpheme in different situation is sounding different and with different spellings, without changing the meaning. This is your allomorph. Over here, the morph is S, over here it is Z, and over here it is IZ. This is your allomorph. Clear? So let's again recapitulate. What did we study in today's class from the beginning? What is morphology? What do we study in morphology? It is the scientific study of internal structure of words. Next, we have some examples over here. Next, what did we study? What is a morpheme? It is the smallest meaningful unit of language of a word. So one particular word might consist of more than one morpheme, multiple morpheme. Have some examples over here: boy, boyish, boyishness, then undesirability. What did we learn? We'll come to this. What is affixes? So that will come from here. So now we know what is a morpheme. So we have two types of morphemes. One is free, another one is bound. We take free morpheme into consideration. Free morpheme is further divided into two categories. One is lexical and one is functional. What is free morpheme? Free morpheme is such a kind of morpheme which can stand alone independently without the help of somebody else because they create meaning of their own. So what is lexical? They are core meaningful units which don't need the help of anybody else, which consists of root words, core meaningful words. You have some examples: teach, book. Then you have functional. These also have meaning of their own, but they are not core meaningful units. They modify the meaning of the core meaningful units. You have and, but, the, these are your functional morphemes. Next, you have bound morphemes. Bound morphemes cannot stand alone independently. Need the help of core meaningful words, your root words, to change the meaning or give a new meaning, something like that. That is bound morpheme. Under bound morpheme, you have derivational. Derivational, where the meaning changes or adds a new meaning to the original existing word. You have happy. If you add un, it will become unhappy. Have the word respect. If you add this to it, it will become disrespect. What is inflectional? Inflectional doesn't change the meaning of the core meaning of the word, but it may change the tense, it may change the number, or it may change the situation as well, but it will never change the core meaning itself. In case of bound morpheme, what do we attach with the root words? We attach affixes. Affixes might be of three types: prefix, infix, and suffix. Prefix is the one which is added before to a root word. Infix is added in between the root words, and your suffix is added at the end of the root word. You have some examples on your screen. And last, what did we learn today? We learned about allomorphs. What is an allomorph? An allomorph is a variant phonetic form of a morpheme, or a unit of meaning that varies in sound and spelling without changing the core meaning of the word. The term allomorph describes the realization of phonological variations for a specific morpheme, like the plural morph S. It is pronounced differently in different cases, like if I talk about the plural of the word tree morpheme or the root word cat. If I pronounce cats, it will become S pronunciation. So you have one morph. If I talk about dogs or bags, it will become Z. So for the same morph, you have different variations. That is your allomorph. And if you talk about matches, it is pronounced as IZ and we add ES. Spelling also changes. So three variations for the same morph, that is known as allomorph. These are a few very most important ideas of morphology, which is, I will say, absolutely very important for your NET exam, which you cannot negotiate with without studying. So please do take these concepts very seriously, because for your upcoming NET exam, they will be important and you'll get your short questions from various portions of linguistics. I have covered almost, definitely everything is I have covered. I'll never claim that, but I have spoken about the most important points of linguistics which you get in your question papers in the NET exams at regular intervals. Please go through each and every video. I can assure you that they will help you a lot for linguistics. From our next class, I hope I will be able to start a new unit. Let's see which one we start. So linguistics, for me, I have covered it for the time being. And later, if we have something new to study, we can see it. But I'll not talk about linguistics any further because of time constraint. I'll move on to my next topic because your syllabus is huge and we have limited time to complete it. So if you have liked the video, today's class, please do like it. I'm again repeating it, and share it with your friends so that they can get the maximum benefit out of it. And if you're new to the channel, you're watching us for the first time, please do subscribe the channel so that you can get all the videos, the notification. So if you have any question, please do ask. If you have any question, you may ask, or we will end the session over here today. Thank you for your cooperation. All the best for your preparation for UGC NET English Paper 2.